The history of the United States began with the arrival of indigenous people in North America around 15,000 BC. These indigenous peoples were hunters and gatherers, and over time, developed complex societies and cultures. In 1492, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, arrived in the Caribbean and claimed the land for Spain. This marked the beginning of European colonization of the Americas. In 1607, the British established the first permanent English settlement in the New World at Jamestown, Virginia. Over the next century, British colonies were established along the eastern seaboard, and the French and Spanish also established colonies in North America. In 1776, 13 British colonies in North America declared their independence from British rule and formed the United States of America. The Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson, marked the beginning of the Revolutionary War. The war ended in 1783 with the Treaty of Paris, which recognized the United States as a sovereign nation. After the Revolution, the United States grew rapidly, with the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, the Mexican-American War in 1846 to 1848, and the California Gold Rush in 1848 to 1855. The country also experienced significant internal conflicts, including the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, which resulted in the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the United States continued to expand its territory and influence, becoming a major industrial power and playing a dominant role in World War I and World War II. In the post-war period, the country emerged as a superpower, playing a central role in the Cold War and leading the way in technological and economic development. Today, the United States is a diverse and multicultural nation, with a rich history and a complex relationship with the rest of the world. The relationship history of the United States is complex and varied. The country has had both allies and enemies, and its interactions with other nations have been shaped by a variety of factors, including economic, political, and ideological differences. In the early years of the country, the United States had a policy of neutrality and non-interference in foreign affairs, known as isolationism. This policy was in place until the early 20th century, when the country became more actively involved in world affairs. In the 20th century, the United States formed close alliances with many countries, particularly its allies in World War I and World War II, such as Great Britain and France. The country also formed the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, in 1949, a military alliance of Western nations to counter the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact. During the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in a global competition for influence, leading to tension and proxy wars in various regions around the world. The United States also became involved in conflicts in Korea and Vietnam. In more recent history, the United States has been involved in conflicts and interventions in the Middle East, including the Gulf War in 1991 and the ongoing War on Terror. The country has also had a complex relationship with China, marked by economic and strategic competition. In addition, the United States has had a long-standing relationship with Israel and has been involved in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The country has also had a history of intervention in Latin America, particularly in relation to issues of democracy and human rights. Overall, the relationship history of the United States is shaped by a combination of economic, political, and ideological factors, and has been marked by both cooperation and conflict. The country's interactions with the rest of the world continue to evolve and change over time.